y'all, it's Janine, and today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute beaded ornaments. And what I love about these ornaments is that they are so simple, but they are so cute, and you can make them look just about any way you want with the selection of beads that you get. And the best part about these is you can get the little ones involved. I would say probably starting at about age 5, this would be appropriate, as long as they have the dexterity to put a bead on a wire or a pipe cleaner or chenille stem, however you call it. They can participate in this, and it's really fun. I've done this. I did this project with my boys when they were younger, and they really enjoyed it. It made them feel so much a part of all the holiday festivities and decorating that was going on. It made them feel very included in all of that, when sometimes all these holiday festivities can feel very adult. So let's get started, and I'll show you how I made these. Okay, the basic elements that you're going to need for this project is, of course, an assortment of beads. And you choose whatever colors are going to work with your particular holiday scheme. Or if you're making these as gifts, you might want to get a variety of colors based on, you know, whoever you're giving the gifts to, what they normally decorate. Some people use more non-traditional colors, and some people use more traditional colors. Of course, you can't go wrong with silver and gold, because that's going to pretty much work for just about anybody during the holidays. We're more traditionalist. We like the red, greens, golds, and so forth, silvers, and definitely Christian and theme. We have some little angels. I used to have some little crosses too, but see, I got a little cherub right here. But I'm out of those at the moment. So, and what you do need, and depending on how you want to do these, you can make them really simple, kind of like this, which is just a string of just a variety of regular beads. And then if you want to get a little more fancy, then you can do some like these that have a focal point, that have a really special bead or element in them that really stands out. You can do them like these that have a variety of beads and colors. And for the beads, you can use glass, plastic, you know, whatever appeals to you. There's no specific rhyme or reason here. It's just whatever appeals to you. You can get fun with your patterns and shapes and the beads that you use. You can do them in a mixture of colors, or I think one of my sons made this. You can be somewhat monochromatic and go with just 1 or 2 colors. So it's really up to you. I wish I had some more of these. These were a great little find. They have a Christmas emblem. Like this one has a Santa Claus, but it's on top of a jingle bell, and this one's a snowman on top of a jingle bell. Those are really special and cute, and I haven't found them since the Christmas that I bought these. But anyway, so definitely need a variety of beads and embellishments. You need some small needle nose pliers, and you need a pair of wire cutters or something. Some scissors you don't like that much or don't care about that much, that to cut the wire with, and then nice pointed needle nose that you can wrap with. And I've got a 24 gauge beading wire here, jewelry wire, but you can also use chenille stems or pipe cleaners, whatever you call them. Totally up to you. But if you're working with younger children, the pipe cleaners might be better. And the reason is because when you're putting these beads on a pipe cleaner, the little hairs on the pipe cleaner hold the bead in place for them, so that they're not falling off the end. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, to get started, let me grab my ruler. For me, see, this one got kind of long. I think one of my sons did that. So these can, if they're too long, they can be hard to hang. So I find between 5 and 6 inches to be a nice length. To me, this one's just about perfect right here. The length that it is, which is, oh, it's actually a little longer than I thought, but yeah, it's about 6 inches all told. So I like them about 5 inches is where I think they look good. So you want to cut double the length of what you want, plus a couple of inches for wrapping. So let me move this out of the way for a moment. So if it just makes you feel better, you can eyeball it or you can actually measure it out. So I want it to be 5 inches, so I need it to be 10 inches plus a couple of inches for the end to make a loop on the end. So you want to cut about 12-inch lengths. And so I just measured it out, and that's about 12 inches. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exact. And I just take this pair of pliers and snip that wire. Now what we're going to do is not exactly fold it in half, but just kind of find the midway point. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do if you're working with a focal point or a special bead as your focal point. There's a couple of different ways you can do it depending on the way it's made. So the way I like to start is to kind of just find that halfway point, and then up here it says, like with this star, if we're going to use this star as the focal point, it already has a little loop at the top right there. So we don't need to add anything to it or do anything to it. We can just go ahead and string it on like so. And then what I'm going to do is tighten this loop up, take my little pliers, and just give it a twist. And go ahead and bring those two ends up. And now you can start beading. You can start making designs. You can choose, like I said, a color scheme or a pattern if you want. My kids laugh at me because I love patterns. Okay, so I've got a few beads shown on there, and you can see I just did a little pattern. I think it came out cute, and I left myself about an inch. Let me zoom in a little bit closer for this part so you can see it better. Okay, so I left about, and one more thing that might help. Put something white here. I don't know if that helped or not. Anyway. I'm going to go ahead and trim the two ends off even. And this part you may want to do, unless it's an older child, maybe say 10, 12 years old, then they could probably manage this. But I would say with a 5, 6, 7-year-old, you might want to handle this part of it for them. But anyway, you want to go ahead and trim it off, say maybe to about 3/4 of an inch, give or take. And we just want to make a loop that we can, so we can secure ribbon or a ornament hook or something to it. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to. You want to kind of bend it maybe at about a 90-degree angle in one direction first, and then I still don't know if you can see that all that well. And then just using those needle nose pliers, just bring it, that loop around. The loop there. And then what we're going to do is just take some decorative Christmas ribbon. This is some I bought at Walmart a few years ago. And I would say cut off about a 10-inch length, give or take. And it's a little bit wide for this circle I made, but that's okay. Just fold it and pinch the end a little bit to feed it through. There we are. And now just tie a simple knot. Again, you don't have to use ribbon. You could use just a Christmas ornament hook, and that would be just fine. But now it's ready to hang on your tree. Okay, that's one way. I want to show you another way to do a focal point like this bead. Here, well, actually, I wanted to show you how to actually do something more like this using, again, you want to use a decorative bead or a decorative piece, but how to make these cute little loops like this. And you can make multiple loops. I've actually done that. So for this one, I'm going to cut it just a little bit longer. I'm going to cut this one about 15 inches. And again, you want to bring your ends together and find your center point, give or take. And then you string beads just on one side instead. Like the first one we did it on both. We strung the bead on both ends. But for this, we're only going to string beads on one side of the wire at a time. See about how big of a loop you've got. See, like about there. I'm sorry, trying to stay in camera with this is a little bit difficult. So that looks good. That looks like a nice enough loop. And then you twist. And now when you start beading, you go back to beading on both wires at the same time. And I'm going to cut them even. That makes it a little bit easier. It's not perfect. Like I said, once you put that ribbon in it, it looks just fine. And cut off a piece of ribbon. Oh, that was so much easier. And there we go. Now we've made one with a little loop and a nice big chunky bead in the middle. We utilized some glass beads along with our plastic beads. Like I said, there's no rules about this. And if you've got little spools of baker's twine like this, you could use that instead of the ribbon. Use what you have. Don't go out and spend a fortune on this. Now for your little ones, again, you can use pipe cleaner. Unfortunately, all I've got on hand right at the moment is just these little short pieces. But let's say you just want to do a straight one, kind of like this, with no bead on the, no like special bead on the end. So all you would do is take and kind of just make a loop, something that'll be kind of a bead stopper, such as that. And then again, you just string some beads on. And like I said, this one might be easier for the little ones. And you see that loop you made stops the bead from falling off. So when you hang it on your tree, you don't have to worry about your beads going anywhere. And you just keep stringing. And then when you get to the end, like we did on this one, you just take your pliers. You can even let the little one, as long as you don't have a sharp end on the, like this one has a little bit of a sharp end on the end, but, and again, just make a loop. to run a ribbon through or a hook through, and then it's that simple. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it wasn't too lengthy, but it's so easy to make such cute and homemade Christmas ornaments to give as gifts, or just for you and the kiddos to make for your own tree. The little ones will love getting involved and doing a craft project with you, and this could keep them busy for quite a while, as long as they've got the attention span for it, because taking the time to put all those beads on one at a time you know, will take their focus and attention for a little while. So this could be something you could set them down doing while you're busy doing holiday cooking and preparation. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, you have a very blessed day. Oh, and don't forget, give me a thumbs up, rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you like this project. Have a great day.